EBERSPA FIL Luge World Cup here in PyeongChang, South Korea, site of the 2018 Olympic Winter Games, and more recently, the 2024 Youth Olympic Games. We've got men and women's and doubles, followed by men's singles action later today on what I think is one of the most interesting. So, now, whether you're a luge aficionado, completely new to luge, well, it's great to have you here along. I'm Mark Hatton, and for my co-commentator today, previously obtained Canada, two-time Olympian here in PyeongChang and Beijing. Reed, welcome to the booth.
Mark, thanks for having me. Really excited to see we're back here sledding in Korea after 7 years. Yeah, it's massive. This is bringing it all back to me. Back to 2018.
But, and I'm guessing the time is incredible because we've just had the Youth Olympics in 2024. And so they have a lot of volunteers, race officials, what have you, that are just absolutely desperate to get their teeth into another big event. So I'm guessing while they have all these new officials, this is just great time.
Exactly, it's perfect, and I really hope to see that the Asian Tour starts to become an annual staple back here in the international competition for luge.
Well, and that's exactly what we've got for the next two races is 200 World Cup points up for grabs, moving on to Beijing next week. And we're just a few minutes out from the men's doubles. As we can see, the various coaches going about what they do. I want to talk to you about here today. What is it so special about the PyeongChang track and really the area that makes the athletes and coaches love coming back here?
Yeah, well, for a lot of us, I guess, older vets in this sport per se, there's the nostalgia of 2018, right? That being said, we have a brand new generation of sliders coming up where I'm sure most of them haven't even been here once in their career. So that alone is massively exciting, a new track, a new challenge, and this track is definitely a challenge.
It really is, hey? I mean, we saw that in 2018 with the amount of, I'm just looking at some old faces there from the men's doubles that you would be shocked to see still doing it and doing it so well.
Doing it so well, right? This is a game of experience here, and the more experience you have, as long as the body can hold up to the task of doing it, that's really where a lot of these athletes really shine.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I'm looking at the changing back men for Tony Egger. In terms of doubles, how important is that synergy?
Yeah, well, it's everything. You guys have to work as a team on the way down the track, right? And there's all this pre-imagery, the pre-plan you can do, but when you're going down the track, there's no talking, and it's all happening so fast, right? So you guys have to be on the exact same page the whole time, the whole way down. So that's what's really important. And so far, being such a new team, I think they've been doing really well. It's really impressive to see them up here on the World Cup circuit.
Yeah, it's great. It really is. And then, who's your favorite for today?
Who's my favorite for today? Well, that's tough to say, but maybe the Tobies in this one here because they've had the experience from 2018. But again, this track is so unpredictable, right? That corner 9 can really make or break you. So this is anyone's game here, and with the limited amount of runs everyone's had since the past 7 years, I think it'll be really exciting.
Yeah, totally. I look back to 2018 and the men's race, for example, and just the surprise results in that race. At the time, David Gleischer coming first, Chris Mazda coming second, Felix Locke making a big mistake. I mean, this is one of those tracks where it can be quite unkind.
Exactly, and as I said, right, corner 9 a bunch of times, but corner 9, right, it's right kind of that 2/3 of the way down, so there's still a lot of track and time to be lost after that, let alone one small uphill section, then another big one. So every mistake that goes into that uphill section, let alone the following corners that come down, it just compounds massive. So there's no room for error there whatsoever.
For sure. And then, okay, we're talking about...
Luge 출발했습니다.
I mean, I've been really this guys. I mean, I wouldn't say they've come out of nowhere. They've been on an incredibly good road, but they seem to be peaking at such a great time. And I mean, you'd be a fool to bet against the Tobies, but hey, I've been known to be foolish. And then who did not do?
Our course for this race. Oof. It's tough to say. I really think this is anyone's game here today. So here we are, back at the track here.
I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful track. It was built especially for the 2018 Olympics, and I mean, I spent a long time here when I was coaching South Korea, and you look at this was such a gigantic project, but they all finished so well, isn't it?
Yeah, very well. A beautiful track and a really, really fun one to slide, giving you get it right.
So, and then we're talking about
Coming here into corner 8, this is where it really all sets up into the big deal of this course. Corner 9 here, got to get this one perfectly into this nice tight chicane. Big sweeper to get your composure here into corner 13 coming up. Another small corner that can be a little tricky. Corner 14, another big sweeper, super crucial to get this exit, to get the perfect entrance into 15, to get that height late and a nice early entrance to the FIL section into corner 16.
You're back there, aren't you, right now?
Yeah, it's taking me back. That's a nostalgic POV run.
Absolutely. So we got some really interesting news coming recently that there's a dry air advisory, which it's always seems quite dry, the cold here in PyeongChang. But we're looking at the ice temperature of minus 3.2. So hopefully that dry air not making too much of a difference to the spritz.
Yeah, I hope so. Seeing it at +7, that's nice and warm. That being said, it's usually the humidity that can really eat away at the track. So hopefully we can see a nice consistent track and a good race that lasts throughout the whole first run.
And even though we saw a track record today in the Nations Cup in men's singles from Tucker Weston start, those other track records, they've been standing strong since 2018.
Yeah, that's right. I think we had some favorable ice conditions given that time. So
I remember it was very cold.
Fairly cold.
Okay, going through the start list, we're going to be getting going relatively soon. But we're talking about that spritz again in these conditions. Expected. Do you think that wear off pretty quickly?
I think there's a chance. I think with the dry air, for me, so it'd be really interesting to see how it holds. That being said, it could make the track, especially that corner 9 section, a little more forgiving, especially if you have any mistakes out there. There is a little more of a chance of forgivingness to get your line right. If you don't get it right out of 9 in that flat chicane before it drops away.
So we're just minutes away now. Got a couple of newish rules in the sport. Just come in the last couple of seasons. Doubles now get 35 seconds on the start, a little bit less. That seems nothing fun when you're trying to get 2 athletes ready on the start as opposed to just 1.
Yeah, that's true. I remember my brief stint with your athlete, right? Just getting the bottom mat, getting top man strapped in there, everything all set up, ready to go. That's what it's all about. So no time to fool around.
And so here we come to our first athlete for the day. This is from Romania. And this is Vasily Gitlan and Darius Serban.
Yep, kicking us off here. Going to be really interesting to see how good a run they've had here. These guys have been around quite a bit, so they're starting to become kind of seasoned vets here. Some really good runs out of them. So see how they do here today.
And they were out in Whistler at work. Very cool. A few less sleds on the start this week. Obviously, Whistler, it's a long way for the teams to come, but at the same time, great fun team supporting the section of the tour.
No, exactly. It's really awesome to come back here too. And again, like I said, I'd like to see this place and Beijing become staples annually on the World Cup Tour.
Will be on the start, but opening the account with 4-3-1-3.
Yeah, and just right here in the top section leading into corner 9, no room for error. You have to go through corner 6. A little squirrely out of there. That's the problem with these slower speeds and heavier sleds. Just don't have to get that pressure to have a solid exit out of there.
Let's see what corner 9's got for it.
Down, and there it is. Came out of corner 9. That you are just not getting it out there enough in 12. Down to the finish line here.
I feel that section, everything just compounds.
Yeah, it's tough. Especially you got thrown away out of corner 9 there to corner 12. There is a big double pressure corner where you can kind of regain your composure. Sorry, but yeah, once it's there, it's a tough track. This one's very technical. It's going to be a very interesting.
Great to see. So, talk us through this, Reed.
Yep, so it looks like right here, corner 8 coming in right where it sets up, and right there, corner 9, just a little on that slider's right side, and that little chicane of corner 10 got him, and that's the double whammy. All drops away. Yeah, looks like we got a little top heavy there, and that's another problem with the double sleds, right? Top heavy, not as forgiving for these walls.
So that's our first sled down. And straight into another Romanian team. This is Stefan Handelic and Sebastian Mocka.
Yeah, another young pair. Right off the trail of their older teammates here.
So many of these teams into the track.
No, exactly right. And I guess new generations of sliders, a lot of people haven't been here before. They're back with such limited runs. There we go, just threading the needle. That's what it takes to get the corner 9 there.
And that drop off before, just to explain to the people at home, corner 10 is actually that little pink in the straightaway, isn't it? Really, the bend away.
Yeah, well, there's the 2, 10, and 11, right? Which give you the, if you hit 10, you hit 11 too, the 1, 2, right? That sends you airborne into there.
So we've got a new leader, 47.09. To the Handelic and Sebastian Mocka of Romania, overtaking their countrymen.
Yep, that's right. And I think that's all thanks to their clean corner 9 there. A little apprehensive on the exit, but they got through there relatively cleanly. And especially on a track like this, limited training for all these athletes, sometimes that's all it takes.
I remember in 2018, and the broadcasters started calling that mission the Dragon.
A lot of interesting names, right? That's what was so interesting about it too, is it's just like such a precise line you need to get out there to be perfect. Such a fine window of opportunity.
So, off we go with our first Latvian team. This is Seviks Mikosevics and Lucas Klass. Straight ahead on the start, as you'd expect from the Latvians. They got that beautiful start facility somewhere hidden away here. Ahead moment. It's a wonderful start to the run.
Exactly. No strangers to fast start the Latvians here. Coming out of corner 9 there, just kept it off.
Well, we've seen 3 sleds and we've seen a bit of tap dancing from all of them.
Yeah, there we go. Another skin from corner 13 there too. These small corners that we talked about here, and then corner 6, the small ones that don't look like much. These are the ones that are the real deal breakers here. They don't look like much, but the pressures don't work as we're kind of normally used to as luge athletes, right? The pressures kind of work against you, so you have to do some pretty interesting driving skills to make the pressures work out pretty good.
Yeah, that's what makes it such a difficult track to coach. Is you're almost going away from classical luge that you learn as a kid, and it goes a little bit strange in places.
Yeah, exactly, and that's going to be the same next week in Beijing as well. There's a lot of these new corners that are just. It's a whole new different type of sliding, which is a super fun challenge.
Not too much up there, turn. They're the lead by half a second and change. So that's Edward Seviks Mikelsevics and Luke Krat of Latvia. Come to our next team of Ihor Hoy and Nazari Kachmar. Yeah, most of these teams were in Whistler for the World Championships, where we had track record ice. It was track was the fastest it's ever been on all days, and quite Quite a nice little warm-up, I should think, for coming to a brand new, very technical PyeongChang.
Yeah, two totally different tracks, right? One very fast, and once, especially with the training week, can kind of become a bit of a highway. This here doesn't quite have the speed, but does not lack technical ability whatsoever.
Yeah, we talk about the rhythm of a track. What is this track? Which track in the world is this track like? I feel this is a difficult question.
If anything, I'd have to say it's a little, in some parts, Lake Placid-esque.
Yeah.
Corners don't work exactly the way you want to, and you have to steer the sled to put the sled into place, and the track isn't going to do all the work for you. You have to be really a good of slider.
The consistent rhythm. It's quite. It chops and changes quite a lot as you go down the track.
Yeah, exactly.
So Hoy Kachmar back on the start there in the red. See that it's the first time watching Luge. The clock right hand corner. You'll see when it goes red, that means they're in the lead.
Right there, very early out of corner 9 again, but just kept it off the walls. Not the prettiest work.
Yeah, I mean, I would say we're non-sure at the moment in terms of clean exits from curve 9, which makes it such a fantastic track for television.
Yeah, exactly, right? A lot of these teams have so much experience with these European tracks, the North American ones they come to more often. For a lot of these athletes, these new ones, it's a clean slate, and some of these older ones too. 7 years, that's a long time away from the top.
So, playing Hoy Kachmar in 3rd place.
Yeah, and this was a big mistake from them right here out of corner 6. Could not quite get the height, and they tried to fight for it, and that's where they lost that back end skidding here. And right there, just coming out on that slider's right wall, just kept it off that kink of corner 10. Could have been a lot worse, but great save from the Ukrainian team.
And it's quite flat here as well, isn't it? I mean, you don't want to be making any mistakes.
Exactly.
Ideally. So next up, we have Ivan Nagla and Fabien Malier of Italy.
Yeah, these guys are known to have some really, really strong results, and especially they're going to be real good looking up and coming for the Olympics here next season.
From the Italian tradition of excellent it's the Italian specialty in luge.
Yeah, that's the Italian right there. His head flattered right back. That's what you like about the Italians, is they're always really confident. Really nice points up here, not making any mistakes so far. Are just up a little bit.
28 split. Let's see if Nike with that exit. Not bad at all.
Not bad. Not great. Not bad.
Corner 7 split.
18 out of corner 13, and now they just have to set up corner 15 here. That's really early. That's been working really hard to get it back online.
Looks like we're going to have a new leader by, wow, 8/10 of a second. Okay. In the lead by 10th of a second. In a sport that's timed to 1,000th of a second,
Yeah,
it's a decent chunk of change.
Yeah, no kidding. I'd take that any day. That's a solid lead, but pretty tidy run there. Just a little bit of the problem out of corner 9, but the big one there was corner 16, but they just had enough to hold on.
And we just hope it's 15 but didn't seem to cost them too much. They bumped on and kept their cool.
Yep, they held their composure really well, and I know getting that height, especially in corner 15 for the heavier sleds, lower speeds, that's a real challenge. They did a great job of saving that.
So the gentleman was warming up at the top earlier. Onyega and Florian Müller. 2 different ends of the experience spectrum. Obviously, Tony Eggert, born in 1988, Florian Müller, born in 2001. So definitely master and student. Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's really pairing up together. I know having that perfect dynamic double team is really interesting to see them come here together. But there's that experience. Beautiful like out of corner 9.
Absolutely on the money. And gaining time at that split just by and that's a nice entrance to 16 as well, which gives them a lovely cross into 16. They're going to do too much work up that straightaway going uphill, and they're well in the lead by 0.2 of a second. I got Muller, ladies and gentlemen. Are you on new lead?
There you go. That's the experience top man there. He's been around for a while, and he just put down a clinic on how to put a run down here.
That curve 9 was the first clean one we've seen.
Yeah, I'd say. Yep, taking that high line, getting close to that slider's left wall, and just getting real close to that kink in corner 10, pushing it early into 12 there, just how you like to see it. That was well done.
And I guess you carry that speed through.
Exactly right. Action out of corner 12 there, which big uphill out of corner 15. So it's really important to be really tidy.
So back to the top now. We've got a youngish team here. This is Sakei Jibai and Xu Hu of China. Now, I've been starting for China's team. And worked Robert Hoover, and I'm sure many others have done with them over the last 7 years.
No, it's been super impressive. And just look at on the sled right now. That is,
yeah. I mean, it's starting with a talent identification program where all rangy, strong athletes. And there. Oh. So close.
The fine line of corner 9, they're just missed it and it just bit. Looks like they're both up and moving and they're okay, and that's the most important thing here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, we've seen corner 11 be quite a nasty curve if you go wrong. You can see the Chinese pair of Jibai and Hu looking like they're either going to slide away or walk away. They're unclipping.
Yeah, even if they could get back on this sled, I don't think they'd have the speed carry that uphill section. But good to see they're up here. So looking back here, corner 9, they were looking really good, but just a little too early out of corner 9, too close to that slider's right wall, and then you just get hit by that chicane, and then physics just takes over, top heavy, and just rolled into corner 12.
Well, and I feel like that entrance into 11 as well is that that change in gradient before 11, where the track suddenly drops away. If you're already ping-ponging down that straightaway and in trouble, I think that change in gradient then just magnifies every little mistake you've done, doesn't it?
Exactly. These sleds are engineered to be steered on corners with G-force, right? So in straightaways, they're not responsive, right? Let alone you're skidding. Now you're losing grip on the straightaway. It drops away, then you have 0 Gs, and that just makes a bad situation.
Okay, so thankfully both athletes looking like they're okay. And back up to the top we go to the Italian team, Emmanuel Reeder and Simon Kleinsveld.
A relatively new pairing together. Really been exciting to watch them progress here. Some really massive results in them two, just really getting dialed in for the home Olympics next season.
Powerful athletes, good technique. Dropping back a little bit there behind Egert Muller, but nothing to worry about at this point of the track, because when we've seen some of the mistakes made further down the track by the other team, they're just going to be absolutely dialed in down this bottom section.
Exactly. Here they come into corner 9. That's right there. That's threading the needle, getting right close to that slider's left wall at corner 9, being really committed with that Top Gun line. We almost went to the collar. That just set to a nice direct line, nice and early in corner 12. That was well done.
Going to the bottom section, just a little clip on the entrance of 16, and got away with it. And dropping into third place with a 46.907. in this section of the track.
That's it. That was the best corner nine I've seen, line and position so far. But then again, it's top to bottom on this track. All these small corners, 9, 13, even corner 6, 15 especially, right? That's one that's really tricky to get that height and set you up good for that uphill section to the finish
Let's
corner.
see this curve 9 again. Yeah,
Comes away a little early into corner 15 there. And then just clip that slider right wall going right into that uphill section. That just eats away at your time.
It costs a huge amount of time.
Massive
I think
amount.
there's almost 100 meters of track left. Oh, dropping into the track now for the USA. Gregorio and Sean Hollander. These guys, again, been so impressive. They wouldn't have raced here in 2018. So again, another huge
Get on the there. This is where it's all made. Just on the edge, but gets through it real nice there. That's racing.
just getting away with it there. Beginning with this time, but we got out of time. 15 is always so difficult to have something on early.
But all in all, for the first time here, limited runs, that's impressive.
Absolutely, into bronze medal position at the state. Just half a second back.
Exactly. And this is a race of 2 runs, right? So got to do it right twice.
Yeah, and I think when I look at the tracks around the world, this is one of the more difficult tracks to be consistent on. So you saw it in the Olympics in singles over a 4-run race. Very out of 9 for 4 runs, a lot of that. And really, for 2, it's I don't think anybody looks at nice. I'm going to get that fight.
Maybe the Korean players, lots of runs under their belt. I know Wolf's going to be running a tight tip there, so
absolutely. So Bots Plume, who have just had the most fabulous season,
really
been on the podium twice, on the top step of the podium. Just back on the start, only 2,000 seconds.
That might be their first time sliding here as well.
Yes, it absolutely is. Yeah, it's been like beginner's week here almost, because
I think so. 15 too.
Just getting away with it.
Getting away with it.
116 at that point. Love the engine. That's the one into 16 that you want to see, is with a little bit of trust.
Second place, they are in the fight again.
Yeah. And for the second.
Really impressive run for well done.
Well, that really was another seat of the pants moment coming out of 9. Just so it's just so little margin for error.
I know, just steering so hard to stay away from that right roll into corner 10. That early exit out is what's there. So we came from 2 of this down from there. That top gun line takes a lot of commitment to corner 9, but it pays well if you can get that exit off.
So these two had a wonderful race last week, all Amanda Gubitz, winning the world, coming off the back of winning the World Championships in Whistler, and winning it well. Great racing that was last week, Avery.
That's a good place to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to just confidence, got to be good, and it's got to be tough to have confidence when you're in a team that's also got
That's it.
and Tony Eggert.
That's it. Well, there's no time,
within the team.
no time to relax on that team, for sure. Always very competitive. Corner 9 here. Beautiful.
It's like the world champions. Yeah, absolutely. 112 kilometers now, a little lower on the speed. A little early 14.
And that's that true corner. Beautiful 15, 16.
That's the way to go.
Finish shy for Lunder and Gulitz 46.35.
And in third place with a 46.357. That's the 10 and bit spot.
Yeah, a little bit off the pace there right now, but again, I think that's all the Eggert's experience from being back here 2018. All that run volume.
Yeah, came away with the bronze medal here in 2018.
That's right, not a bad place to be.
15-minute call for the women doubles. 15-minute call for the women doubles.
There, that's that getting close to that sliders left wall out of 9 to just thread the needle through that chicane. That's the tidy ones.
So back up to the top we go. And first Austrian team of the day. This is Yannick Müller, Armin Frauscher.
As always here. Not incredible to watch the Austrians really come into form as the best, some of the best in the world.
I mean, that entire program is just only for the sport.
That's right.
Yeah. You know, we've come a long way from Germany, and somebody else.
Yeah, that's right.
Which was how it was for so long. I mean, this Austrian setup from top to bottom. Sleds are great, coaching team's great, personnel on the sleds is absolutely fantastic. We go 15 to 16, a little ragged there from Müller Frauscher. Into 5th place with a 46.461.
Yeah, not a bad run. A couple small mistakes there coming out of corner 15, and that went into corner 13 too. Now it drops away, so it's really important to have a really stable line because the sled can often break away from you there into corner 14. And when the G-force hits and the sled's sideways, that's just eating away at your time. Right there, that early tap onto 13 is going to be really hard to get the height from the exit, and just a little sloppy into corner 14 there.
And that gives you that loopy 14.
Loopy 14, that first pressure from we're fighting for hundreds and thousands here, so.
So we're down to our final 3 of this first run. Another on 14. Yuri Gat, Ricardo Schmidt.
Yeah, this is actually really impressive to watch. Still working on their consistency as you do as a young slider, but when they can get it down the hill, they are.
Yeah, they're lightning.
See how they navigate into corner 6 here. A little late into corner 7 there, couldn't get that height off the exit at corner 6. They're back on form now, coming into corner 9. Again.
Almost identical to the crash.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They're both up. That's the most important thing again. But that's it. They just came out of that corner 9 too early, and then you're just pointed directly at that little chicane of corner 10 there.
We may struggle to get up into curve 16 if they stay on the sled, I'm thinking.
Oh, jumping ship. But the most important thing again is seeing that they're up here.
Yeah, for sure.
So looking at this. Coming in, looking a little flat in corner 9. Didn't quite get the height to give you the right exit there. And then right there on that slider's right wall, just hits that little chicane just, and that's enough to send that sled airborne and right onto their sides.
And you see that they get all airborne just as the track drops away as well, which makes it doubly difficult to even think about maintaining control.
And that's exactly it, right? Just as that drops away right there, out of that corner 10 into 11 there, right into 12, that's when you can see sled start to take flight there. You hit that wall at the right time, let's start getting there. Then you're just along for the ride.
So a little bit of applause here at the top. If we go to another Austrian team, further again. I love them. Stoy Kendall, Thomas Stoy, Wolfgang Kendall. That's practice such a strong team. Kendall, that always surprises me. Dominant in men's singles here.
You're right. And the fact he's doing double duty right now is just insane. I cannot imagine the toll that takes to run a whole season.
No, you know, I think of those athletes that do double duty doing double singles. There are very few, but I feel they're the ones that truly love this sport. I mean, you have to be so committed to finish a single session, go back, have some lunch, and then head back up the track for your double session.
That's it. It's two different styles of sliding, right? On man to men's singles, right? So it's just quickly regroup, getting that new mindset of we're on singles mode or doubles mode now. So really interesting to see. And them too.
I mean, Thomas Stoy, obviously, as a previously huge weekend,
Yeah, that's right.
you know, not a stranger to the podium for sure. And look at it, looking smooth. I feel like they look like they've been sliding together a lot longer than they have. It's been like 3 years.
Yeah, I think it's coming on to their third season now, but they look really good. Stoy just looking really committed here in this upper section. Working hard, but just gets it through. Really high off the edge of the 12 there. They regrouped okay into corner 14 out of 13. That's going to eat away at their time. Down now, and then this uphill section will just be a graveyard of time.
Into fourth place with 46.380. That's one of the top 10 believers. But that was I'm surprised. Actually, the finish time was so good with the amount of mistakes that happened. I mean,
yeah, that's still in, right? They got it out at corner 9, but they were again steering that sled to keep it off the walls. But then it was right there, Top Gun line.
This is a beautiful shot. You can see how hard they're working.
You can see that ice cutting too, which is always a bit of time. Lisa right there. I think she was thinking what we were thinking up here in the booth too.
The track is clear for Wendell and Art.
We can see our final sled of this first run for the men's doubles. No introduction needed, but it's the Tobys, Toby Wendell, Toby Alt.
A lot of Olympic golds.
6,
yeah. Wow. 2 on this track as well. So this will be an interesting one to watch for sure.
Start just looking absolutely fantastic, and it is 15,000. Yeah, I think you
Quarter 6. But it's all really coming up. Olympic champion form right there, just like in 2018. We're in a tight race now.
Yeah, that's not getting a little ragged through the bottom here, though, through 13 to 14. They're keeping it together, and that puts them into the red, so they're going to have to do something special in 16 to get it back. Only 7,000.
Still in the fight, looking okay. That's the thing. If you have significant mistakes coming out of corner 15, it's just going to compound the way you're not.
Sure, but definitely a close race at the top. This is
yeah, this is. But then again, right? We've seen a lot of action in this first run, and again, this is a game of 2 runs. So.
And the start list for the women doubles is as follows.
They're curve 9.
Absolutely.
That should be
High at the end there, took it out at the right time. Having that sliders left wall, getting really committed, and that's what sets you in that nice crossing the line early into 12, off the wall, not having
Da
to
war's
steer
der
and
vorher.
kind of
Aber
nice.
halt sie erst der Fünfer raus.
also
Ja,
allows
ja,
you to
ja,
carry
ja,
that
okay.
speed. So, I mean, as soon as you
Aber
start,
warte, fast schon
start tap dancing and correcting, there's a lot of speed lost along that long flat straightaway.
Yeah, exactly. We've also seen a lot of these other smaller corners too.
So here we see Egert Mueller in first, Wendell Alt in second, Bots Plume in third, and the world champions, Orlando Gubitz, in fourth. But if we look at that, the top six separated by 0.2 of a second. It's an incredibly close race. Diego Hollander just 0.6 back. So, I mean, I think this is shaping up to be a fantastic second run. We've got a very, very quick turnaround. In fact, I wouldn't really call it a turnaround. We're going
1 minute call for the first start at the control zone.
very
1
short.
minute call.
And probably in about 2 to 3 minutes, we should see our first women's doubles team come to the start. And this is a guaranteed track record.
Oh, that's right.
It's always nice when that happens. It's going to be a real battle to see who can come away. There's only 7 teams at the moment. Just going to get my start list. So 9 teams in the race today. My apologies. And our first athletes are going to be Elena Stetskiv and Alexandra Mook. So we're going to step away for a couple of minutes, and then we'll be coming back in just 1 or 2 minutes with women's doubles.
This is a 2-minute call for Stetskiv and Mock. This is a 2-minute call. 스타트 2분 전입니다. 음원 탭을 1차원 스타트 2분 전입니다. One minute to start. 스타트 1분 전입니다. 스타트 1분 전입니다. 음원 더블 1차원 스타트 1분 전입니다.
So welcome back after that very short break. We have had a few technical difficulties with the sound, which we're hoping to be fixing in time for the second run. But we're going to persevere and then get it fixed for the second run. So our first team, Elena Stetskiv, Alexandra Mock of Ukraine. Again, almost every team coming direct from Whistler, from the World Championships.
Very interesting to see this season. Ukraine really consistently perform and really posting some serious results.
Absolutely. And, they had a junior world champion a couple of years ago. I mean, they've really been They've always been contenders, there or thereabouts, but I feel like they're really on the up at the moment as a team.
Starting to come into form just in time for the Olympics, which is really exciting to see.
Oh, Elena Stetskev and Alexandra Mok of Ukraine get us going for this women's doubles World Cup here in PyeongChang. Again, this team will be absolutely new to this track. Every team will be new to this track. With double setup, with the exception of those that have done singles here.
Yeah, that's right. So far looking all right.
Great correction, really.
Yeah, that's it. A little too quick. Really sideways into third. Here, unfortunately, that was a lot of ice that was cut. Slamming on the brakes.
Trying to rescue some time with a decent bottom section from 15 to 16 as we cross the finish line with a track record as expected, 49.034.
Yeah, that's it, and that's that section, right? There's no place we can really take breaks here. That exit corner from sideways into 13, and that's not just sideways there. You can see all that ice being cut, which is just slamming on the brakes.
Absolutely. And we come back to the, standardized sleds, which is the way the sport's going. I mean, this is great, isn't it, in women's doubles? Everyone on the same equipment.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome and really cool to see the sport progress.
It's the old analogy. If you stuck the two best drivers in the same car, you'd actually see who the best driver is.
Yeah, that's it, right? That's always with Luge too.
Yeah. The preparation of the sleds obviously is key, so it makes sure incredibly important. But yeah, it's great that we see everyone on the same kit, and we have a start record from Robezniec and Bogdanova. Very much in green now by almost 2%.
Really tidy corner 6 there, had a nice straight push.
I mean, Latvia's another one. Holding my breath as we come out of 9. Latvia's another one of those teams that's just been on and up for the last. They've always been a contender, always been a force to be reckoned with, but I just think their talent, their equipment, their coaching team, their personnel is all top drawer.
Exactly, they're really coming together too. That they can build the track. That'll teach anyone how to steer a sled properly.
Yeah, absolutely. And they steered it properly. They're going to the lead by 1.5 seconds over Elena Sketsky of Alexandra Mok of Ukraine. So our current leaders are Lebesniak and Bogdanova of Latvia.
Still quite a bit of run in that time in that bottom section. Out of corner 9, they're almost had it, just kind of held on to it. It's a bit of a mistake into 12. Yeah, the line was looking okay, but just had the safety pontoons down there and just lost it over that 0D section. That's where the sled really broke away because they weren't in that committed. Speeder on the ice, balance point on the sled isn't correct, and you're not as stable, right? The most stable you can be in these sleds is in full position.
Absolutely. Yeah, and here we go to somebody that absolutely knows this track and had a great time here in 2018, Raluca Chamotoraru, with her backwoman, Mihaila Manolescu. Raluca, obviously, 40 years old now, and been in the sport most of her life. Incredible amount of experience, and really had a here.
Yeah, no, it's really exciting to have such a big result here, and it must be really.
And she's got to be walking into that start feeling incredibly confident. But let's see if that translates.
Right there, beautiful lines to the position. Always apprehensive contact.
So it's Chamotoraru and Manolescu putting it down here, but they're back by 0.4 of a second behind the Latvian pair. And finished on 48.1.00 and 6.5 tenths off the pace. But
impressive run. You can see Lucas, the confidence she has from 7 years ago, coming right back, especially out of corner 9 there.
Yeah, it's been great to see her on a double sled, and having some solid results in doubles as well.
Yeah, and just again, a brief team. They just started out here, and that's the thing with doubles, right? It's
Exactly. They ranked 11th in the world and had a good week in Whistler as well, coming 9th in the World Championships. Okay. So we go to Jessica Degenhardt, Cheyenne Rosenthal. Part of the old school of doubles, I guess, in women's doubles, having been part of it, the Youth Olympics and first introduced in the program. And they've been around since the beginning. Yeah, absolutely. 6 thousandths of a second good hit in the green. And building that lead by over a second. Degenhardt Rosenthal looking relaxed and calm as well. A little bit of sideways traffic and just get away with it.
Oh, so early. I held on there. I was so quiet. Just holding it up.
Carrying the speed well, and let's see the 40 split. 39 split now, up by 0.3 of a second.
Finish time for
16, and crossed the finish line with a commanding lead by 0.6 of a second, 46.834. Degenhardt Rosenthal, our new lead.
Yeah, the Germans there put on a master class, right? That was really well done. It was on the limit in corner 9 there, but that bottom section was really well done out of 13. Great direction into 15, and then beautiful cross in that uphill section to the finish curve 16.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, that 9 wasn't the best 9 we've seen, but their reaction to it and fixing it was and that's, I feel that is doubles. Doubles is good enough a lot of the time.
Double, that's the thing. It's just so tricky to be working together. You're top heavy too.
Oh, and Luge and Zane Kaluma of Latvia. A little bit back on the start.
All upper grabs, looking really confident in this top section. Really good position. Relaxed on that spot. Seven there.
Just need to get their composure back in curve 8 now and start fresh a little bit. And that will give them confidence going into the bottom section of this track. Only back by 0.2 of a second, just hanging on the exit there a little bit. Getting away with it. Into
126.
Little correction going into 15.
Little in that late side.
Second place with 47.301. But almost half from Degenhardt Rosenthal. What a commanding run that was from the Germans.
So right here, got the slow motion shot out of corner 9 here. Right there on the edge. Working that sled to get it through there nice and straight. Did a good job of keeping it off the walls.
And keeping their position as well.
That's
which
right.
is so crucial with that big drop off just going into if you're up slightly and forward, and you feel that you need every bit of stability you can get, even if you've got a straight shot as you go over that hump into curve 11.
Yeah.
Well, here we go with the world number 3. This is Siobhan Forgan, Sophia Kirkby, well in the lead. Again, in the US, in Lake Placid, a great new start facility that they built a couple of years ago. It's paying dividends with that huge stuff.
No kidding. This young American team here has been so impressive. Fighting for the podium, the points there. Beautiful exit out of corner 9. That is how it's done. Keeping it within a 10th here.
Absolutely, Forgan Kirkby starting the so well in Lillehammer with gold medal there. Let's see how we get from 15 to 16, but very nice, really. Not losing much there at all. Just going to find into second place, 47,110. Just sort of a second back from Baden Hall Rosenthal, the World Championship silver medalist.
I'm so impressed with this young American team. Their consistency, their composure in the World Cup all season has been really impressive. And again, a really good run here on this track that I believe is their first time here, right? So limited runs, really technical track, and they did a really good job.
Absolutely. And again, veterans of this relatively young sport of women's doubles. Been around for a relatively long time. What does that mean, Reed?
Means you get to go up to the start. Not have to get weighed, not have to get all checked out.
So that traffic light system is, if they get a red, they have to be weighed.
Yep, they're in controls, getting weighed, getting all checked out, making sure you're not hiding the weight somewhere sneaky. Gravity sport.
Absolutely. As we see Werner Oberhofer of Italy going, we've got the green side to go.
Again, another really strong team.
Hanging up the middle around there a little bit.
Corner 9, see if they can get it back for 13 here. Okay, but that was just a little too many mistakes there. It's going to eat up a lot of time already. 7/10 back, and that's only going to compound in the second back.
Second back in 5th place. Looking at that curve 9, I think they get out of that mistake that they could have made.
Yeah, I think so too.
That could have been relatively catastrophic.
Yeah, as we saw in the men's doubles race earlier today too. Come in here, looking at that entrance, pretty low through the exit there where you want that height, which is going to bring that sled out on the early side there, and then just that sideways direction. As far as that left sideways direction out of corner 9 there, that was just about best case scenario.
Absolutely catching that first pressure in 11. Absolutely saving them there, getting the sled back on track. As Werner Oberhofer move into 5th place, so with 2 sleds to go. And now in start handling, we have our World Championship, World Champions from last week in Whistler, Selena Egler and Lara Kipp. Again, these two have been absolutely lightning this season. The Austrian team just going from strength to strength, it seems, every World Cup.
I know. Again, it really uses discipline. These teams are relatively new too. Look at that position on this sled. Just so confident on a brand new track. So impressive to see. Sensational line too. Great position. I think they keep a nice tidy bottom section.
Yeah, there was just 300 back at the last split. Now they're down to 6,000, so they've got to get it right into 16 to cut that 6,000 deficit over Cheyenne Rosenthal and Jessica Degenhardt, and they do with authority. That is our new leader with our new track record of 46.790 out by 400.
Again, you look at those lines, you look at that position all the way down. It's like this is one of their home tracks. That was really impressive to watch.
Yeah, and it's absolutely no surprise having watched them in Whistler last week. Again, where a lot of these teams don't get a lot of time, how they adapted to the Whistler track, which itself takes a bit of adapting to, a bit of getting used to, and looks like they did exactly that.
What they do, right? The pros are what they do. They make the best out of the little runs they get, and then maximize on race day.
So another athlete that will be walking out of that changing room with quite a bit of confidence, Diana Eitberger, Magdalena Matschina, the back woman on the sled, but I've got to say, Eitberger, silver medal in singles here. Really confident of this track. had a great Olympics here. Obviously, would have liked the gold, but straight into the lead by 300 there. Iceberg and Machina. Again, that confidence in take from having had a good race, even though it was 7 years ago, terrific discipline, that can't be underestimated.
Oh, exactly right. A lot of people are coming here for the first time ever. She's been here before. Let's see how she can handle the beast of this corner 9. Just gets through there. Pretty solid. Right now.
Okay, so Iceberg something special. Catch up now with Olga and Kit. A little early skipping, and that is the result.
That's the early 15. Corner 15, you won't be able to get that right to the exit. That'll give you the cross into corner 6 nice and early. It goes up pretty right as well. So even more so, just takes away your time.
So Iceberg and Machina into third place with a solid top section, but just a bit ragged in the bottom section there, wasn't it? From 11 down.
Yeah, just a bit there, right? And right here, corner 15, that early entrance and really low coming around. That's going to spit you out on the sliders right wall, not where you want to be, giving that a little tap into do that up. It's the thing that you realize how steep that gradient is going uphill and how any tiny mistake is just going to absolutely bleed time. Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly it. Anytime there's uphill sections, that's where it's showtime.
Okay, so our leaders, Egler Kip, followed by Degenhardt Rosenthal, and in bronze medal position after this first run, Iceberg and Machina. A very strong showing from Forgan Kirkby, and Upte Kaluma just half a second back in 5th place. Robetskinesh Bogdanova in 6th, and some more people bringing up the rear, but we lost the graphic just in time for me to read it out to you. So we are going to be coming back very shortly with run number 2. We have a track preparation coming up, and then we'll be coming back at 6:45 local time with the second run of the men's doubles, which is turning out to be an incredibly close race read.
No kidding. I'm really excited to see the second run, and that's the thing too. Consistency is key here, right? You have to put 2 down, and we've seen all the action corner 9 has brought us today.
Absolutely. And from talking to other broadcasters 7 years ago, they said this was, for television, the best Olympic track in memory, just because of that need for consistency and the amount of action it throws up and really challenges the athletes.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so we will be back very shortly with men's doubles run number 2 and women's doubles run number 2. Focus Health Refreshment will be back in 25 minutes with the second runs of incredibly close doubles competition.